All right. So you have the old uniform for Storm, and you're thinking about getting her to tier 3, and you're planning on skipping over the new uniform because you're either short on crystals or you just don't like the idea of having to buy multiple uniforms for a character over and over and over again. Or maybe you just don't like Storm that much, but you think her tier 3 is cool and you want to be able to use her for world boss content. Whatever the reason may be, I've had a couple of you guys hitting me up saying, yo broski, I don't want to buy this uniform for Storm for whatever reason. Some of you guys are even saying the reason why you don't want to buy this uniform for Storm is because you don't like the idea of them literally selling you a uniform, and the uniform bonus itself is not usable to you until you tier 3 the character. And that's a very valid reason, and I would be completely against it if she wasn't getting a massive change to all of her skills. Just keep that in mind, right? Because sometimes we get uniforms and the uniform bonuses are just complete garbage, like the main one at the top here, right? And it's just the skills that get changed, and they get changed in a major way. This time around, we got both. So that's why I can't really hate on this Storm uniform too much, even though I don't like the idea of her being guard broken so much at tier 2, right? And the fact that she doesn't have a heal. But after playing with this thing at tier 3, I can definitely say I see extreme value there. So it's going to be completely up to you guys to decide if you want to shell out another 1,050 crystals to buy this uniform for Storm. In my opinion, if you're short on crystals, wait until Black Friday and get it then, because as good as Storm is now, she's going to be just as good on Black Friday. That's just my opinion, okay? And word of advice to the Future Fight team, if your goal is to rework all of the fan favorite and the old characters that's been left behind, keep doing that. But at some point, you're going to start, like seriously, you're going to need to start giving us more places to use them and more reasons to use them, right? You're gonna need to start creating specific pieces of content, maybe on a monthly basis, where these characters are exclusively good for those pieces of content. Maybe like a holiday season event where characters that deal elemental damage do better there, right? Then people will have a reason to buy this uniform for Storm, etc. So anyways, let's jump in. We're gonna do a couple DPS comparisons between the uniforms because I have them built pretty much identical in terms of the stats that are on the uniforms themselves. And I did go ahead and remove the CTP from the equation here, so you won't have to worry about me proccing on different skills and throwing off I guess the damage that way. What we're basically just going to do is use the best team comp for both uniforms and just see what the difference in damage and survivability looks like for both of these uniforms. And then from there, it's up to you guys to take that information and do with it what you will. I'm not telling you what you should do. I'm just here to give you guys the information, and then you can just do whatever the hell you want to do with it. Alright, so the first person we're going to go up against is actually Call Obsidian. We're using Dr. Voodoo's lead to increase the debuff effects from Storm, and we're using Nick Fury for the increased damage to supervillain, plus just to make sure that Storm doesn't get guard broken. And we'll use Nick Fury for both versions of Storm just so it's equal across the board. So we're just going to run this for about, I guess, 60 seconds should be good enough. And you can see she's doing drastically better than she was doing at tier 2. Like, just having the invincibility from her tier 3 is really useful. So it's like she's a brand new character. Like the tier 3 actually completes her. Okay, we're gonna just charge right into that. We don't have to do none of that waiting around for anything. This just shocks me. So 1 minute, we're down to like 8 3/4 of a bar left. So what we're gonna do here is just go swap the uniform and come back and see what the difference looks like. All right, so we switched around the team comp entirely. We put Nick Fury in the leadership spot, and then we drop Phil Coulson off to the side because Dr. Voodoo would not be offering anything at all to this version of Storm. And you're gonna notice that not only does the damage on this uniform seem very, very lackluster, we have to be much more careful because this Storm does not have immunity. So outside of her iframes, she will take a lot of punishment. So, ooh, this is actually my first time seeing Storm do this in this uniform, and you can see the damage is not there, right? The damage is not there at all. It's as if the tier 3 was just made to go along with the other uniform, and this uniform was not even a thought, right? You can see for yourself, we did 2 tier 3s and we can barely do any damage. Now, Storm became a little bit safer. She became a little bit safer once we triggered the tier 3 because the tier 3 offered her invincibility, whereas none of her other skills, none of the 1 through 5 offer any kind of protection besides the guard, which is not going to protect you against anything against Cull Obsidian because he has bleed. But wow, this is shocking to see. Like, she did 1 bar worth of damage in a minute. That is actually sad. Okay, let's run it again. All right guys, so we're keeping the team exactly the same as the one we just used against Cull Obsidian, and we're gonna go here against Ebony Maw and just try to see how much damage we can do in a minute. Okay, we're also checking survivability and ease of use. Now this guy is gonna be a little bit easier to keep her alive against just because he doesn't have, well, he doesn't have any dot damage on his skills, but the poison on the stage is a thing that we have to keep in mind. So we do more damage against this guy because this is where you're ideally supposed to be using characters like Storm. But the more bosses a character can take down, the more versatile they are, the more uses they have, the better they are overall, in my eyes anyways. So what's going on there? Okay, we didn't get that much damage at all. Okay, we're gonna stop it right there. So yeah, that's not very much damage. You know what, let's go a little bit further. Let's take this into maybe like the 8th bar. Yeah, maybe like go to the 2-minute checkpoint and see what happens. 2 minutes or 8 bars, whichever comes first. Okay. I do like the 1 skill on this uniform. I really would have liked it if the 1 skill on this uniform was actually like at least the iframe, like that. This should have been like the 2 skill iframe on the new uniform. Like, I really like it. It's my favorite skill on this uniform overall. Yeah, she's not doing that great, eh? Yeah, we'll just stop it there. So like 11 bars. We got down to 11 bars in 2 minutes. That's actually quite disappointing. It's actually quite shocking to see just how far behind the other uniform is compared to this one. Like, I'm honestly gonna say it right now, if you plan to tier 3 Storm, this uniform is an absolute must. You don't have a choice, right? Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. You have no choice but to buy this uniform if you plan to tier 3 Storm. It's a night and day difference. Like, it's as if, like I said it before and I'll say it again, it's as if they made this tier 3 specifically to go along with this uniform, and the previous uniform was not even a thought. Like, they made this tier 3 as if the other uniform or the base kit itself didn't exist, right? Because look at this, in 1 minute we did way more damage than we did in 2 minutes. It's actually nuts. This guy forgot that he was supposed to transition 8.5 bars. I'm pretty sure we can clear the whole stage in 2 minutes if we want to. I have to just be careful here. He doesn't like... Oh my gosh. I don't have to tell you guys that this is the kind of difference you're gonna see. Right? Because of the reduction, the damage is just crazy. Because of the fact that you're reducing his lightning resistance and his defense, she's just doing so much more damage, plus the accumulation, which only activates on the tier 3 for this uniform specifically. Right? You don't have a choice if you're gonna tier 3 Storm. Do not tier 3 Storm if you do not have this uniform. You saw for yourself. The damage with the other uniform is probably going to be less than a tier 2 character. Maybe even some really good tier 2 characters at level 60. Right? I'm not trying to shit on Storm. I'm just saying that's the kind of a difference you're going to see between the white suit and the black suit. She clapped this stage, no proc, right, in under 2 minutes, and we could have did it faster. I was just goofing around. Like, that's crazy, man. Yeah, I don't think I need to do any further testing here. Like, there's nothing else to say. Buy the uniform if you plan to tier 3 the character. If you don't plan to tier 3 her, you can keep her like this, okay? Because you're probably just gonna use her in Shadowland. That's all I'm saying. So we're gonna wrap it up right here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Just a quick little video. I just wanted to go over the differences between these two uniforms. I was gonna do like a comparison between all of these versions of Storm, but honestly, after seeing the gap, tell me, ladies and gentlemen, do you think we need to do a comparison between the base kit and this after seeing the gap between this uniform and this one? Not a chance. Not a chance. Okay, we can leave that up to your imagination. Okay, so we're gonna wrap things right here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, like the video. If you disliked the video, now you know what to do, man. Hit that dislike button 2 times for me. I said 2 times, god damn it. Anyways, man, I love you guys. Hit me up. Let me know what you guys want to see next with Storm, because I did promise you guys a lot of Storm content, and I'm a man of my word. So I'm on Discord, send me a message, hit me on YouTube, and I'll try to get back to you guys as quickly as possible. Okay? Catch you guys. Peace.